Good morning, all. Paul from CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, April 23rd. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. I think the best way to describe this market, you know the way children are used as pawns in custody disputes and divorces? It's kind of like what they're doing with this market, as these obscene knee-jerk reactions to anything and everything that comes out of the White House moves this market. Incredibly, we're looking at a $10 gap to the upside possibly this morning, and that still leaves us in the balance. Getting closer, but still leaves us in the balance. The inside week down, which paid so handsomely on Monday, right now is a mere memory. As who knows, if we keep going higher, maybe we take out last week's high, right? And have an inside week up. It's all possibility. Right, we'd have to take out the 14th high. That would be an inside week up. If we do that, well, then the 9th high becomes a very, very attainable goal. Will we come out of the balance? We'll see. Will we hold this? We had gap down. We're taking it back with a gap up. So, again, everybody's going to be yelling about an island bottom and this and that. This emotional trading is just absolutely mind-numbing. On a gap of this magnitude, okay, again, you're not going to find me pushing the buttons right away, right? We need to have, for me, I need MGI to form. If this gap is truly, if gap and go, once again, is truly going to happen, you'll have multiple opportunities to look for longs throughout the whole day. Right now, you're going to have gap, you're going to have value, you're going to have indices, okay? The overnight is obviously 100% long. Now, again, a lot of that is short covering. However, if we go and get that overnight high, wherever it may be this morning, any pullback's worth a long. It could be a long against where the gap got filled from the gap from the 16th down at the 1950 level. Things of that nature. Or we could wait for intraday MGI to see how we start forming our profile today. Okay? Now, again, there's still 90 minutes to go prior to the opening. And don't forget, anything that comes out, especially if it's something that says, you know what, these tariffs might still go forward, this market will react again in knee-jerk fashion. Now, righty, very close. Look at this. That's their balance high. That's April 9th high. In fact, the overnight got above it a bit. So, righty, a lot of times is the canary in the coal mine. They were when they crossed the 200-day moving average earlier this year, and then ES and NQ certainly followed suit, and we saw what happened since then. Now they're trying to be the first one to take out balance on both the daily and the weekly. Okay? Keep that in mind. So we'll have to keep an eye on that to see if righty is the leader in that regard. Again, a game plan this early is foolish, or even, this is where you need to be in the trading room. We start breaking it down at 9:15 on both sides, where we look for a long, where we look for a short, and more importantly, why. We use the word rest in our room. R is for reason for the trade, E is your entry, S is for where your stop is, and T is your target. You need those four things prior to placing any trade. Okay? So right now, bulls, just like yesterday, we've had massive wins by each side the first 2 days. Bears on Monday, bulls on Tuesday. Right now, the bulls early on Wednesday will be taking a massive lead on our little checklist sheet. Chart-wise, let's look at it. So the monthly, which looked really impressive, and then we gave back a lot on Monday, starting to look impressive again, right? But it is still down. It is firmly down. Okay? Let's keep that in mind. We'll see how it closes. Here's your weekly. We had the inside week last week. Okay? We came out of it Monday to downside. Now we're getting closer to last week's high. Again, to me, it's still, you can still technically call it down until we take out a weekly high. Okay? No doubt. But for me, it's just really one big balance here, okay? And then, on the daily, here we are. We got to take out this high from April 9th. If you do that, you would be finally up on the daily. Now the 20-day moving average is at 538.58 prior to opening. We're trading at 539. So we're going to collide right with it. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the first time up there, we back off it if we're around it on the opening. Good luck trading today. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.